one final news topic for tonight. Final Fantasy 16 will not appear at Tokyo Game Show 2021, but the English dubbing is nearly complete for the game, which, you know, I feel like more people are more concerned about that than they are if it's making an appearance at the next game show. This news comes to us via PSU.com. Square Enix has provided a brief update on Final Fantasy 16, confirming that the English voice recording for the highly anticipated RPG is nearly complete. However, those hoping for another look at the game soon will be disappointed to learn that Final Fantasy 16 will not be making an appearance at the Tokyo Game Show this year. The show is scheduled to take place at the end of September, and but it seems like is an obvious choice to show off the game, but apparently it will not be there. So sorry about that. Right now it's unknown when we'll get our next look at Final Fantasy 16, but hopefully it'll be before the year's end. Final Fantasy 16 is currently in development for PS5 and PC, although the game is obviously a long way off at this point. Square Enix has revealed that new IP is the company's focus for the next 12 months, so it won't be out anytime soon. And by new IP, we're talking about the game that I keep messing up the name. It was announced as Project Athia, and then didn't it get like renamed at like one of the shows?
Forspoken.
Forspoken. There you go. There you go.
Square Enix making up words all the time. I remember we had a conversation about that in our show. It was like Eternal Darkness Night Focus Prelude number 4.2. Like that's Square Enix's naming department. Like they're just as bad as Nintendo in naming their systems. So Forspoken, like what the heck?
Forspoken's not even a word that's in the Bible. Like
you should for real.
It sounds like it should be there, but it's not even there.
Yeah.
But
I'm actually surprised in this because when Final Fantasy 16 was first shown like months ago, they said they are very far in development.
Yeah.
And which made a lot of people think that it was coming out this year.
It was coming out this year.
And for them to and then for them to all of a sudden, dial it back and say, well, no, it's not. Now it's not coming out for a while. But I've always heard with Japanese developers, what takes the longest is the localization. They and that's why a lot of times Japanese games release in Japan well before the West because of the localization. They got to change a lot of the artwork in there to read in English. A lot of the voice acting, even the text, like massive time it takes. So.
The only question I have.
Play 15. That's the one Final Fantasy mainline game I've never played. Is 15.
Is it still
the one I just?
If it's still on Game Pass, just play it there.
I have it. I have it.
Oh, okay.
I have a steelbook version of it, and I just never got around to playing it. It's one of those games. I'm like, man, I need to find the time and start powering through that one.
Okay.
Before 16 comes out, hopefully.
All right. Well, the only question I have about this is, when do we think an official launch date will be announced for Final Fantasy 16?
March 2022.
Do you think
that's the date, or do you think that'll be?
That's when they announce.
I think they'll announce it probably not at Tokyo Game Show, but they'll announce it. Yeah, probably around like late fall.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it'll be September. I think it'll be September when they do the all the other things we'll get into later. All the rumors have been. I think it's gonna be September. That's gonna be their big show. And if you give me a Final Fantasy 16 release date, that's a big win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if March 2022 sounds really quick. That'd be crazy.
Well, like I said, if localization is what they're waiting on, I mean, like I said, it leads me to believe that the game is pretty much done.
Right. Well, it sounds crazy to me just because it felt so long for 15 to come out. Like we were talking for that game, and then like Kingdom Hearts 3 and like a bunch of Square Enix games. It seems to be so much longer than you would think. But that'd be crazy.
Final Fantasy 15, reached development hell like I think 3 times during the process, and they had to like literally start over from scratch, like just to get the final product that we got.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that Final Fantasy 15 now does not look like it ever was supposed to look when they first announced it.
No, it was supposed to look like kind of like a techno, a technoized, if that's a word, version of Final Fantasy. See, now I'm like Square Enix making up words.
That might be their next game, Technoized.
Technoized.
But you saw
Final Fantasy 15, the technoized PS5 and Series X upgrade.
Yeah.